And we begin tonight with a family desperate for answers.
A Waikele woman has an unexplained medical condition that is both puzzling and shocking. After years of struggling silently, she is now turning to Hawaii News Now for help.
We warn you, the images you're about to see are disturbing, but they're critical to understanding her condition. Our Lynn Kawano has this special report.
It's a medical mystery. A woman with one rare disorder seems to have another symptom that doctors around the country cannot diagnose. The symptom, she bleeds from the eyes and mouth without warning or explanation. Born on August 30th, 1990, Lini Ikeda had a normal, happy childhood. She loved dolls and stuffed animals, tried soccer, swimming, and gymnastics, and she was very close to her family, in particular, her sister Mavis. In 2008, she graduated from Pearl City High School. It was supposed to be one of the happiest years of her life.
What happens when your life comes to an end, but people aren't ready to let you go?
Instead, it was the start of her darkest years.
I was ready to go and I was ready to leave it all behind. In 2008, my eyes started to get infected, and at that time, we didn't know what it was.
Bruises started mysteriously appearing in her eyes, on her arms, chest, back, and abdomen.
It's spontaneous. Like, I never know. All I know is when I feel the sharp pains and it's like a hammer hitting my bones. And that's when I know it's gonna show up, and then by then it's too late.
The bruising triggered concern that she was being abused.
They asked me constantly, and are you being beaten? Are you being beaten by your parents, by your boyfriend?
After numerous doctor's visits, including one to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, she was diagnosed with Gardner-Diamond syndrome, a rare condition that results in unexplained bruising. It's often associated with stress and anxiety.
I hurt all the time. I don't want to cry for the way I feel inside.
Lini says she was stressed, but not more than any other teenage girl.
When I have the bruising, I'm in pain, and just, it wakes me up sometimes. Or I can't sleep. Would this be going on for 9 years, 10 years, 20 years?
2 years later, a shocking symptom emerged. Spontaneous and uncontrollable bleeding from her mouth. Her tongue would split open and stay like that for days.
It was just oozing, to the point where at the very first time I had to hold a garbage can and it would just come out.
Doctors cauterized the base of her tongue and cut blood vessels, painful surgeries that she endured 11 times. The doctors said they couldn't keep doing the surgeries because she'd lose taste and feeling.
I break every single day that I have to wake up and I see the pool of blood on my bed.
A year later, it got worse. The blood started coming from her eyes. This is video Lini's mother took.
Surprisingly, when it bleeds, it doesn't hurt. It's what leads up to the bleeding. So I'll feel pressure in my eyes will bleed puffy and raw. And then that's when I know my eyes are gonna bleed.
It happens mostly overnight, but can drip like tears during the day. Sometimes it happens from both her eyes and her tongue.
I don't want people to treat me differently because they do. Some people do. And they think that girl's strange. I don't want to be around her, or, what if she's contagious? It hurts me like it would hurt any other person being bullied.
Her condition is not contagious, but it is a mystery. 30 doctors, ophthalmologists, internists, hematologists have all seen her, and no one can diagnose the bleeding. They don't even know if it's actually related to Gardner-Diamond syndrome. She has even seen a priest for spiritual healing.
It happened again this morning, and just to see her in that condition with just blood covering her face, it's really sad, and we want to do something to help her, but unfortunately we're stuck right now and we don't know what to do.
I'll usually wake her up and I'll say, honey, let's go clean up, or if it's not that much, I'll usually just wipe her up so that she just goes back to sleep.
Lini's mom has been to every doctor appointment with her.
The hardest part for me is she'll come to me and she goes, "Mom, when is this gonna end?" And I can't tell her. I don't know.
I don't want to cry for the way I feel inside. I just want someone to hold me. I'm alone in the dark. Please try to find me.
Years ago, Linny started writing in a journal and using a calendar to keep track of her moods, what she ate, what she did, to see if there's any pattern on what triggers the bruising or bleeding. But she can't find a common denominator. Lately, the bruising has gotten worse.
What happens if these are the cards you're dealt with?
Reading old entries in Linny's journal, it's clear how the condition affected her.
My kids mean the world to me, and I want her to live for her, not for us.
Of course, your heart will ache for her, but I look at her as so much more. She's my little sister, but she's stronger than I'll ever be. She doesn't just curl up in a ball and say, why me?
Linny is a teaching assistant. She has had 7 blood transfusions and is constantly visiting doctors, but she hasn't missed many work days.
That's where my strength and my courage comes from. It's not from me, but the people around me.
She does say the darkest days are now behind her as she is learning to live with this painful and unexplained condition. But she is growing desperate for answers.
What I'm looking for is just that bit of hope. You want to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can't see it. No matter what I do, or no matter how hard I try to pray, or try to change my lifestyle, I can't see it. And I just hope that when someone sees this, that they can be that light of hope. Just hold me tight. That moment, I could feel the light.
There have been other reported cases around the country of people who bleed from the eyes. Linny's family is aware of those cases, but those people don't have the combination of bruising and bleeding. And it seems like the other cases improve with time. Linny's case is getting worse. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.